Hey guys, it's Craft Life. Welcome back to another video in Craft Life's lovely world. So, I actually don't know why everybody's complaining about me not uploading, because I just uploaded like last week. Oh, hi Among Us.
What's up, Craft Life?
Hi, Pink Among Us.
Hey, Craft Life.
Oh, what's up, Gerald Brine?
Nothing much. How about you?
Oh, I'm just doing a new YouTube video. Oh, right. Before I get back to the lovely world, I guess I should do a recap for those of you who don't remember, since it's been kind of a long time, I guess, or whatever. So it all started many years ago when there was a new teacher at my school, Mr. Rapper. And that was really scary, so, I screamed and he chased me and I peed. After that, one of my friends told me to smoke redstone with him, so I did.
Whoa. Whoa, what the heck? What is going on, guys? Woo!
But the problem was the redstone was laced, and so I tripped really badly. So anyway, then after that, I had to help my friend Tolt do his Among Us tasks in the Among Us land.
You must complete all of your tasks from Among Us.
But, unfortunately, Red Among Us, aka Among Us, he tried to get me because he was, And then, if you guys remember, on my way home, I actually found Dame Tucasita's dad's house, and that was pretty scary too, because he tried to get me. And then, something really freaking scary happened, because on my way back from Dame Tucasita's dad, I ran into Vecna for the very first time, and it was so scary, and he killed me. But luckily I respawned back in the lovely world where I belong. So on Halloween, later that year I think, I went to the bathroom because that's where Gerald Brine usually hangs out at school. And I actually found Mr. Rapper for the second time! And Mr. Rapper chased me right into Granny and I got so scared! And then, as I was escaping, I saw Dame Tucasita and his freaking dad again! Then after that, I realized that I probably couldn't really just run for the rest of my life. So I finally faced my fears and fought Mr. Rapper. And then, as I was escaping, because Mr. Rapper started to really get me, I look over, and who do I see? Of course, it's a Herobrine minion. And the only place I knew I could go was Among Us's house, of course, because that was just nearby at the time. But then, that's whenever Vecna comes back and starts shooting me! Ah! Thankfully, Among Us let me use his plane.
You can use my plane, Craft Life.
So, I go into Among Us's garage where he keeps his plane, but I freaking saw Darth Vader guarding the plane! So he destroyed the plane, so I had to use the bathtub instead, because Among Us has a flying bathtub. And then, the Herobrine guy, he started flying around in his chair, and he almost got me. And then I hit Granny with my bazooka and everybody else. And that was the end of that, for now! Then it was time for me to take a field trip with my school to Notchland, actually. But what I didn't know was that Pennywise was actually freaking there in Notchland waiting for me. It was super messed up. And he put me on a roller coaster so fast that it actually de-aged me. So I turned back into a little kid.
Alright, guys, so obviously this was real.
And the only way I was actually able to turn old again was by winning Squid Game. And after winning all the games, the front man chased me out because I wasn't supposed to leave yet. And that was my first experience with the Squid Game Express, which is this crazy train between space and time. But luckily, I hit the front man out of the Squid Game Express and ended up back in my lovely world. And I thought that was the end of it, but freaking Jinkfar, he started saying all hail Rapper, which really scared me because I thought Mr. Rapper was dead. Saying,
All hail Rapper!
What the heck, Jinkfar? So, I went out and I'm like, okay, what is going on, you guys? And I see Mr. Rapper took over my world. I said, no thank you. But then it turns out, oh no, the front man was actually Vecna!
Hello, past life. It's been a while.
It turns out I was actually in an alternate timeline and I was supposed to be dead, but I wasn't, So anyway, I guess it turned out that whenever I punched Vecna out of the Squid Game Express, he landed in the Mr. Ratburn video from like the beginning of the recap. And then he tells me all this crazy stuff that happened to me. He did all of it. It was super messed up. So Vecna explains that I gotta defeat Mr. Ratburn, and then everything after that kind of, it'll go back to normal. So, I had to go to Miss Diamond Sword Island, which was actually my first song. And I had to get the Miss Diamond Sword to help me defeat Mr. Ratburn. And after I defeated Mr. Ratburn, that's when I found the Dark Sword, because he dropped it from his inventory. Dark Sword. So, I get sent back to the Squid Game Express, except this time it was a little different and a bunch of crazy stuff happens. And I end up at the place where I killed everybody with my bazooka. Wait, why am I back here? My house got blown up, dang it! Wait, well, where's Vecna? And that was the last time I ever saw Vecna. He just sort of disappeared after that. I have no idea where he went. Anyway, so then it was Halloween and I wanted to go trick-or-treating, but Among Us and Gerald Bryan were working on Among Us' house because it got blown up, so I go by myself and I find Granny, which I thought I blew up with that freaking bazooka, but I guess freaking not. And Granny tried to get me to do the try not to get scared challenge, and it made me really scared and my PC blew up, so I had to buy a new one. And then that's where I saw this new house that Among Us and Gerald Bryan built. What the heck is this? What? And they told me that, they took Jinkfart to the jail because he wanted to stay in the old one, so they took him away. What about Jinkfart?
We don't know what happened to him, Craft Life.
What do you mean? He disappeared?
I heard he wants to live in the rubble of the exploded house. But they wouldn't let him, so they took him away.
Okay, well, I guess that's okay with me. In that same year, on Christmas of all times, the Grinch kidnapped Santa, and so we had to go save him from the North Pole and the Grinch. But at the end of the day, the Grinch actually turned out to be pretty cool, and he gave me this Grinch armor. Then it was a brand new year, and then on that Valentine's Day, we met Pink Among Us, and Among Us fell in love.
I am late, guys. I had trouble finding the class.
Hey, Among Us, who is that?
No, Craft Life.
Don't you know she's an Among Us? Ooh la la! And after all that, my biggest fan, Zit Ample, kidnapped me and forced me to rig a giveaway, which was really messed up because I never deceived my fans. Among Us, Pink Among Us, and Gerald Bryan had to come save me. And that's when Zit Ample got sent to prison. Oh! But that was the episode that I found out the Dark Sword had powers. Check this out. Dark Sword, Dark Sword, Dark Sword, Dark Sword! See, look at that. Pretty neat, right? Ever since then, though, Gerald Bryan's been kind of suspicious of Pink Among Us for some... I don't really know what he's talking about. And the most recent addition to my lovely world is when I brought the Dark Sword to show and tell, and Kanafuka tried to freaking steal it! What a jerk! But luckily he got sent to federal prison. And then after that, well, you'll just have to stay tuned. But anyway, guys, I hope you're excited for the next video. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, ring the bell, and like and share. This video was 100% real, by the way, guys. Don't forget that. Oh, also, I need you to comment. Which is better? The Dark Sword or 1,000 Among Us's? Alright, subscribe!
Vlogs is what I mine. One of my vlogs for Hero Bryan is inside my mind. I want to mine vlogs by Hero Bryan!
Postinator! It is time to begin the invasion.